Hello everyone. Today I would like to present you my idea for a new feature in Galaxy Life. Abilities. Abilities could be equipped on a unit after it reaches level 7. I divided them into two categories: regular abilities and signature abilities. Regular abilities would be universal for all units that can equip them, and you could freely swap them out with a short cooldown. Signature abilities would be unswappable, but every unit with this kind of ability would have its own unique one. They're usually given to units that stand out from the rest or wouldn't work well with regular abilities. Now I'm going to show you some abilities that I thought of. We're gonna start with regular abilities. Vampire Rush. This unit gains a 20% lifesteal for 25 seconds after its health drops below 35%, only works once per battle. This ability would be great for sustain, although if your unit gets bursted quickly by something like a horde of bunker units, it's completely useless. Post-mortem. After dying, this unit spawns a skeleton with 30% of this unit's max health. I thought it would be interesting if there was an ability that sort of resurrects a unit after it dies. The max health scaling is there to prevent something like a marine army from turning into a skeleton army. Also, this is the first ability on this list that can only be equipped by a specific type of unit. These aren't too common, but some abilities need it either for the sake of balance or just to make sense. Sharpshooter. If this unit's range is at least 100, it's increased by 35%. This ability is simple but effective. Range is actually a really valuable stat to have. It's part of the reason why looters are so bad and bazookas are so good in the early game. Minimum 100 range is there to prevent melee units like looters, moles, etc. from using it. Glass Cannon. This unit deals 20% more damage but has 30% less max health. This ability is pretty self-explanatory. I can imagine it would be used a lot by units that are already glass cannony like Bazooka or Starlinator. Healthy Habits. This unit's first 2 to 5 hits, 2 for vehicles and aircrafts, 5 for infantry, deal damage equal to its max health. This ability would allow units with high max health to start fights with a punch. It would probably be the best on beetle tanks as their damage is very low but their health is pretty high. Immortar. This unit takes 30 to 75% less damage from mortar, 30% for vehicles, 75% for infantry. Mortars deal a huge amount of damage. It's so big in fact that all infantry units die in one hit whenever they're hit by a maxed out mortar. This ability would allow vehicles to survive a few more seconds, and it would allow infantry units to survive for more than a few seconds. Stealth Tactics. This unit does not trigger defense bunkers unless it attacks them, but it deals 50% reduced damage to bunkers and bunker units. This ability would allow your units to attack without having to worry about confronting enemy units. However, if they were to confront, they would most certainly lose. Rivalry. This unit deals 15 to 95% more damage to units of the same type, 15% for bunker units, 95% when you're the one attacking. This ability is a way less passive approach towards handling defense bunkers, although you would have to know what's inside of enemy bunkers before attacking. The massive damage nerf on bunker units is there because bunker units are meant to fight other units, and if they just got such a giant damage boost, it would be overpowered. Lone Wolf. If there are no friendly units nearby, this unit gains a 40 to 50% damage boost and 40 to 60% damage resistance, 40 and 40 for vehicles and aircrafts, 50 and 60 for infantry. This ability seems very good at first glance, but when units are alone they're targeted by all towers at the same time. So you would actually need to strategize quite a bit with it. Uranium Breather. Inside of a skull bomb crater, this unit deals 90% more damage, but 4% of its max health is drained every 3 seconds. This ability would help your skull bomb attacks be even more devastating. However, if used incorrectly, it can be more of a handicap than help. Metal Helmet. This unit takes 35% reduced damage from sniper towers, but laser towers deal 60% more damage to it. Sniper towers tend to be really annoying, especially when you're using aircraft units. Resisting their damage would definitely be helpful, although such a big resistance against one of the main sources of defense cannot just be balanced without a downside. So taking a lot more damage from one of the overlooked and arguably weaker towers would be a great way to balance it out. Confidence. This unit deals 15% more damage when it's above 70% of its max health, but its damage is decreased by 25% whenever it's below that threshold. This ability is amazing if you already have the upper hand, although it would be really bad in tough battles. I can imagine this being one of the best abilities for Colossus Mender combo. Steam Engine. This unit halves the slow and fire rate penalty from freeze turrets. Freeze turrets can be hard to deal with, so this ability would make your units not affected by it as much. I think this ability would be one of the best S-Trike abilities, just because freeze turrets make their gimmick way worse. Okay, so that's it for regular abilities. I had a few more in mind, but I decided that they're either too gimmicky or don't require any strategizing. Now let's talk about signature abilities. Let's start with Flamethrower's signature ability. Overheat. This unit's attacks make towers overheat for 8 seconds. Overheating towers fire 15% faster and take 35% increased damage. This effect does not stack. This ability would allow you to get rid of defenses way quicker, but if you were to only use a few flamethrowers to get rid of a tower, it could actually end up going worse since flamethrowers deal a very small amount of damage. Because of that, you would want to pair flamethrowers with a high damage unit like Starlinators. The signature ability of Mender. Guardian Angel. Whenever a nearby unit that isn't currently healed has less than 20 to 35% health, 20% for vehicles and aircrafts, 35% for infantry. This unit will target it with a 50% weaker healing beam, without abandoning its current target. Limited to one target at a time. This ability would make sure Menders pay at least a bit of attention to units that are about to die, instead of just healing the 85% health Colossus. The signature ability of the Looter family. Organized Thief. After a resource building is drained from all its resources, this unit switches targets. This ability can be turned on and off. This ability would make sure your units don't waste time on empty resource buildings. The option to turn it off is there because I can see this being a downgrade in some scenarios. Kamikaze's signature ability. Plan B. This unit now targets bunkers and bunker units instead of walls. This ability can be turned on and off. This ability would completely change the way you use Kamikaze, allowing you to strategize with it a lot more. That's also the reason why you can turn it off. Zombie's signature ability. Pestilence. After destroying a tower, or killing a bunker unit, this unit turns it into a zombie. Now I understand that this ability is completely overpowered. It would require nerfs to zombie stats to be implemented, but I thought it fits nicely and it would make zombies really fun to use. I also think we can totally make it so units that cannot be upgraded can have built-in abilities from the start. Since a majority of these units are only available during certain events, it wouldn't break the game. There are a few more units who deserve signature abilities, but I couldn't really think of anything fitting for them. Okay, so that's it for abilities that I thought of. But I have a few more things to say about the idea of abilities before I end the video. I think that even if regular abilities are not added, something like signature abilities would be very good for the game. With signature abilities, we could make a lot of interesting units with cool gimmicks. Also, I understand that my idea of abilities is not the only interesting one. I made it so regular abilities are most of the time straight upgrades to units. We could make it so they're all side grades instead. For every upgrade there would also be a downgrade. We could also make it so units don't have to reach level 7 to equip abilities. There are a lot of different possibilities. But I think I've already said all I wanted to say. That's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.